and welcome back to the Ion Asia podcast. We're excited to announce that we're now in our second season. This is Slay, and I'm here with Joko in Manila to bring you the latest market research news and trends from Asia.
Hey there, everyone. We're thrilled to be back, and we can't wait to share with you our new segments and interviewees. This season, we'll be bringing you even more insights from Asia, thanks to our very own Springers.
That's right, Joko. We have an exciting lineup of topics and guests in store for you. So let's get started and dive into our first segment, the latest news feature from Asia.
Today, we're talking about the changing diet of Japan.
That's right, Joko. Did you know that a recent survey by Japanese rice distributor Makino found that Japanese people are now eating less rice?
Yes, and what's surprising is that the poll of approximately 1,000 people found that even though 84.8% of the respondents eat rice daily, an overwhelming 68.1% consume the traditional staple at only one meal a day.
This is actually quite shocking for a country with most of its famous dishes are based on rice. The poll also shows that only 16.7% of the respondents answered that they had it for all three meals in a day.
And additionally, when it comes to buying rice, 39.5% of respondents said they only purchase 5 kilograms at one time, while 26.7% bought 10 kilograms and 10.6% bought only small packets of rice, and 10.6% bought only small packets of rice that were less than 1 kilogram in weight.
When asked what's their important point when considering buying rice, price was the top answer at 46.4%, followed by brand or familiarity at 43.9%, and taste preference at 19.8%.
It seems like the traditional Japanese diet is changing a lot. Factors such as the rising cost of living are making people always choose a cheaper option.
That's an interesting point, Joko. To our listeners, we want to know, are there any changes in your diet due to the cost of living? Even if you're coming from a different country, share with us your thoughts on dataSpring's social media pages on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Just look for our handle, DATASPRING, dataspring. We'd love to hear from you.
In our previous season, we had the Interview with a Springer segment where we had guests coming from the sales and operations teams from dataSpring to talk about their expertise. However, this time we want to change things up a bit and invite Springers to discuss their current and past studies.
That's right. Today we'll be diving into a previous study conducted by dataSpring Korea called Korean Dining Market Post COVID-19. For our listeners, you can find this study along with infographics in our Eye on Asia blog. Just visit dataspring.com/i-on-asia.
Without further ado, let's introduce our Springers from dataSpring Korea, YG and Seihi.
Hi, Joko and Lei. Great to meet you on the show, and thank you for having me.
Hi, Joko and Lei. Nice to meet you, and thank you for inviting us.
Welcome to the Ion Asia podcast, YG and Seihi. Thank you for joining us today.
Now, for our first question, we'd like to know the summary of your survey on post pandemic dining. What are the notable highlights of the study you conducted?
Thank you for your question. The study aimed to understand how COVID-19 affected Korean dining habits. Results indicated that meat was the preferred choice, accounting for 82% of dining out. Quarantine measures reduced eating out by 20%, with consumers spending 27.6% of their food expenses on it. Satisfaction with dining out was average at 58.9%, with experience at restaurants having the greatest impact on overall satisfaction. Food delivery and home meals snacks increased in popularity in IT technology, food delivery apps are expected to drive growth and diversification in the Korean e-app market.
What do you think are the challenges when handling or conducting market research surveys in the South Korean market? And how does dataSpring Korea address these?
I'd like to mention two challenges that we face in South Korea. First, many surveys on the general population use public resources other than typical consumer surveys. And clients use offline surveys for their studies that are difficult to approach or accomplish. Second, the online panel business environment is not favorable as minimum wage and inflation are rising. And CPI faces pressure to decrease due to an increasing number of panel providers and market research firms building their own panels. Despite these challenges, DataSpring Korea is diversifying into new areas like app download studies, ad ID collection for ad effectiveness, diary studies, and mission acquisition pair studies that are challenging for other panel companies.
Online surveys are widely used in Korea, but National Statistics Office and major government bodies have not recognized them as a standard data collection method due to concerns about sample representation. However, since public sector studies and opinion polls account for the majority of market research revenue, there is an opportunity to explore in this area. Nonetheless, challenges still need to be addressed.
In line with our episode's theme of food for thought, could you share with us, please, a couple of interesting or unique dining etiquette or traditional food related practices in South Korea?
I think Koreans like to share food when they eat things together, such as kimchi jjigae and budae-jjigae. Another characteristic will be we like to mix things. We have bibimbap, a bowl of many mixed ingredients, and sakkochige budae-jjigae, which is basically stews with many things all mixed in a pot. This also goes with our drinks such as somek or soju and beer bomb. When it comes to dining etiquette, we don't eat things till the oldest person in our group eats first. It's the same with drinking. However, this is changing as younger people don't care much about those and a new culture settles in these days.
A few years ago, solo dining or honbap became a trend in Korea. What are your thoughts on this cultural trend? Do you practice it and do you think it was used as a common health and safety practice during the pandemic?
Sharing food used to be highly valued in Korean culture, and eating or drinking alone was viewed negatively. However, with demographic changes, IT development, and COVID 19, eating alone has become more common and socially acceptable. Our study found that 67.3% of respondents believe this trend will continue to increase in the future.
Download our 2022 panel book and get to know our Asian panel coverage, sources, quality, target profiles, and more. Link is provided in the post.
Welcome to Ask a Springer, our new segment where we bring you insights from our Springers on emerging trends in Asia. Today we have Sehi from DataSpring Korea.
We're excited to kick off our first trend discussion with a focus still on South Korea. A recent survey conducted by the Korean National Council of Consumer Organizations showed that coffee consumption is on the rise, with 70% of South Korean adults drinking at least 1 cup per day and spending around 79 US dollars per month on coffee. In addition, 12.2% of respondents consume coffee 5 to 6 times a week, and the average annual coffee consumption in South Korea is 367 cups per person, which is more than twice the global average and the second highest in the world.
That's a lot of coffee indeed. So, Sehi, we'd like to hear your insights on this trend. What do you think are the primary reasons or most significant factors that influence South Koreans to consume coffee regularly?
Actually, the study results are not surprising to us, as we do see more people drink a lot of coffee around. Although we have not done a study on this, I can give you some idea about coffee consumption in Korea. One of some keywords defining Korea or Koreans is 빨리빨리 or quickly. Koreans are very hardworking people, and we used to work and work with very short few breaks during and after work. So we needed quick dessert and fast drinks for our breaks, and instant coffee was perfect for it. So Korean adopted this coffee culture and eventually got exposed to global brands such as Starbucks. And Koreans wanted to try these cool brands that continue to spread probably because coffee and cafes have also become a space where people can enjoy coffee, music, being alone, and with other people. So now coffee has rooted itself deeply in Korean culture.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us, YG and Sehi. It was really great to learn more about dataSpring Korea and your insightful study.
Thank you for having me again. It's been very nice talking with you.
It's been nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, YG and Sehi. If you want to know more about DataSpring, you can contact us through our email, contact@dataspring.com. For panel inquiries, you can contact them through services@dataspring.com. You can also visit our website, dataspring.com. That's DATASPRING.com. Our sales teams are available 24/7 to answer all your questions. You can also check out our social media for our latest updates. Just type in DataSpring in the search bars on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter.
That's it for our first episode of the second season. We hope you enjoyed learning about dataSpring and the world of market research in Asia. And with our new segment, Ask a Springer. Stay tuned for our next episode coming your way next month. Until then, take care and bye for now.